Welcome everybody to the SIG etcd community meeting. This is an official Kubernetes community meeting, so the Kubernetes Code of Conduct applies. Well, we're here. Apologize. Sometimes in the meeting we actually do a round of introductions, but we actually have a very full agenda today. So I'm going to skip that. If you are new to this meeting, feel free to introduce yourself in the chat. But we're going to go ahead and go to the agenda. The start of which is picking a date for the 3.7 release, which we had some discussion from in Slack, but it didn't get as far as picking an actual date. So, Ivan, Marek, you want to kick that off?
And I don't know if I have preference. I think there are a couple of actions that we wanted to take before that.
Yeah.
I think would be good to list them and estimate them, find an assignee, and and based on that have a first ETA.
Okay. So Benjamin actually dropped a list into Slack. I'm screen sharing right now, so if somebody else could grab that and paste it in.
Yeah, this is Benjamin. I believe the most important two items is one is the benchmark, as you already list. The other one is Marek mentioned is the Kubernetes scalability test.
Oh, which one? The scalability test? Oh, there we go. Okay.
Okay. I mean, I mentioned it, but I think this is somewhat we already done. I know. I don't think the Jeffrey is here, but yeah, we've been, I think, running at least scalability tests for 2 weeks on etcd and release candidate, and we didn't see anything unusual.
Okay.
Just quick question for Marek. You just scalability test. Is it only based on etcd 3.7 or it just two? We have two results. One is on 3.6. Another is 3.7. We have some comparison. How much performance we can gain in the 3.7?
Unless somebody has talked to SIG scalability, I don't think we do. Because I think what's happening is it runs against whichever is the etcd version for that Kubernetes version.
We have been changing that, but yeah, we have the. I mean, I think I can try to dig up the comparison. My main or counter to that, or I don't know if counter. I don't think we will see anything because the major changes for Rainstream, or we can measure the changes for the Rainstream, but this can be benchmarked independently. But there is nothing that happened on the read-write paths. So I will provide the data, but I will provide the data. We have.
I believe we still have some minor improvement on the performance, so we just need to do the comparison just in case some regression.
Sure.
Oh, yeah. Although we would have the ones against the last version of Kubernetes, which would also have the last version of etcd to compare it with for any kind of substantial regressions. Okay. Yeah, because there are a bunch of things like the leases and the watch, the fines for watch. I don't know that those will show up on the Kubernetes scalability test, though. Like, those are things that are going to help real life use cases, but I don't know if the scalability tests hit any of those areas. So, okay. If we have to run additional scalability tests with Kubernetes, that'll be a few days, presumably, yeah?
No, we have. I said we've been running it for, I think, 2 weeks.
Okay.
We had some delay because Kubernetes moved to kops, and that changed how we pick where etcd version is sourced from. But I think at this point we've been running for a week or two,
Okay.
so we can do A/B test comparison. I don't think, or just FYI, Kubernetes scalability tests catch regressions, but they don't compare performance. They will catch, like if we totally regress, they will not say how much we regressed or how much we are faster. It will just say we broke the SLO on or that Kubernetes needs to guarantee.
Okay, I think just a high level comparison. Just I don't expect too much detailed comparison.
Okay. Okay, so the next thing was summarize the API changes.
For the API change, I think most likely we migrate from the Google Protobuf to the standard Protobuf. Most likely, the parameter, for example, the method parameters from change to value by pointer, something like that. So, yeah, it's okay to get all the detail in dedicated page, but usually when we create the document for the 3.8, we should remove that page in the 3.8 documentation, which means the page is only dedicated to 3.7.
Yeah. Well, unless we just call the page.
I say if we already finished the etcd side change, already posted result in the issue.
Yeah.
Anyway, it's up to the doc maintainer how to document it.
Yeah. Okay. Do we have a pull yet? And do we have similar API change documents for any other version? Or is this something we're doing?
No, I don't think so. This is the very first time.
Yeah, because my inclination would be to stick it in the upgrades chapter and actually to just keep them going forward, if you follow me, because like we keep old upgrade instructions because we know that there's users out there who are still on version, say 3.4, and are going to need to do serial upgrade, right? So, but I'll put stuff in the issue. Okay. I think I want to discuss the release cadence thing below. I actually added. I feel like this should be separate from the 3.7 release. Because,
yeah, it's not blocked for 3.7, but I think 3.7 block is good timing to announce it.
Yeah. Yep. Okay. So. Okay. Okay. And we also need to finish the announcement blog. I'll be finishing the first draft today. Wendy will take a look at it and also share it with Kubernetes blog, because we'll want to publish in the Kubernetes blog as well, and they will have feedback, and share it with everybody, on this call for technical feedback. There's still a bunch of things that need to go in there, such as some features that aren't filled in, some backwards compatibility stuff that's not filled in, and the stuff about bbolt 1.5 and RAF 3.7 or vice versa. The bbolt and RAF releases.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, so I'll finish the first draft today, and then I'm going to put that out for everybody to comment on. So people know I will be out Monday and Tuesday. So I won't actually be responding to that feedback Monday and Tuesday, but Wendy can merge things if necessary. Okay. So looking at all of these requirements, what is a reasonable date for the release?
I think firstly we should get the benchmark test ready from Ivan.
Mhm.
This is the first priority. After that, I'm okay to release the C7 next week or next week. It's okay. This is
Okay.
either date okay to me.
Okay. Yeah, so one of the things we'll be up against is starting on Thursday of next week. Americans are going to be distracted by the July 4th holiday. And so basically July 2nd to say 6th is going to be sort of a news blackout period. So if we release anywhere in that window, we can pretty much expect it to get zero attention.
So quick questions. We also need to release, and you briefly touched on this, we need to release Raft and Bbolt.
Or already done.
Oh, so we already, okay,
Yeah.
cool. All right.
Yep.
So then the only, okay. And then how about the Kubernetes freeze?
I think we should have enough time. Kubernetes 37, Kubernetes 1.37 will be code freeze probably in the, I don't remember the exact date, but I believe we should have enough time for that. We don't worry about that.
Okay. So
I
then
have-
even if,
Yeah.
sorry, Marek.
And I mean, give me a second and I will find the timeline.
It's in the,
I will
Sure.
be like trying.
Yeah, I already checked the timing. I forgot the detail, but I don't worry about that.
Yes, I think we are good.
Code freeze starts on the 22nd of July.
okay, so we have plenty of time. So if we do it on the week of the 6th, should
Yeah.
be fine. So there's no rush to do it next week.
Yeah.
So we could do it on, say, the 7th.
Yeah. The only request is we are on Kubernetes site. We are immediately trying to use Rainstream. So let's let's not push it too far because we also need qualification on that. Or I think the implementation is happening, but we want to make sure that and this feature lands. So we have both 3.7 and this feature makes through.
So
But I
Josh,
don't-
Josh, you said that you're out the 29th and the 30th, right?
Yeah, and that
Okay.
would just be a problem if we were planning on releasing on, say, July 1st. But
So
not
that's-
also, let me point out, not a blocker. I would just need to make arrangements with the, for the other docs people to understand that they're going to have to do this without me. So
Yeah, I was thinking that maybe we can do the 30th or the 1st if we wanted adoption in Kubernetes quicker. Else I would just do it maybe the 7th.
yeah. I mean, I'll tell you, Kubernetes blog and comms would be happier with the 7th, because if we do it on the 1st, then I'm going to be in the position that we won't have a final draft of the blog post for them to look at until Monday for publication on Wednesday, and that never makes them thrilled. But
So Marek, what about the
No,
7th?
so I think we are okay with that.
Okay.
Yeah.
Like the goal is not to rush. The goal is just to make sure that there are some soft deadlines that better basically better to make sure that everything runs smoothly on the 7th by making sure that dependencies are resolved, not on 6th.
But 7th should be fine. The Americans will be back at work by the 7th, and hopefully over the weekend news.
Also, one more comment. We haven't released the patches for a long time. Probably we can release 3.7 together with all the patch.
Yeah. Oh, speaking of which, we'll need to have an SRC discussion because we have a few reported potential security issues, and we'll have to decide which ones of those we're patching. But that is for SRC. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay,
Yeah,
so we'll target
no,
the 7th.
Sorry, talking about the security report, we can discuss
Yeah.
this offline, but we need some,
Yeah.
we need maintainer to look into the case.
Yeah. Well, at least one of them is a really easy fix. So, because it's just a dependency update. But yeah, so I guess here's a question: is do we want to release? Because if we're not releasing 3.7 next week, do we want to release the patches next week?
Yeah, it's up to the Ivan's bandwidth. I expect we can release patch. We are ready to release next patch for all the supported versions.
What about in terms of communication and reach? Will it be better to do first patches and then 3.7?
Okay. Well, I guess the question is, do we have anything about these patch versions that we care about people noticing? Because at least the security issues I know of are low risk, and thus not needing special attention. Do we have anything else that we're fixing that we really want our users to notice?
Yeah, we need to look into the details of the security report.
Because
probably we can share the load between the maintainers. We can quick summarize, list all the report and share the load.
Yep. Yeah, but like one of the questions that comes up is, would it be okay to release this patch on, say, July 2nd? And a lot of that depends on what's in the patch, right?
We already we have a change log for the patch. We have all the details in the change logs.
Okay. Oh, somebody want to paste that in?
Yeah, give me 2 seconds.
Yeah.
We have. Yeah. Okay. I paste in the Zoom chat. It's the 3.6.
Okay.
And we also have 3.5.
Yeah. But more, I just want to say, is this something that we need to call special attention to?
For the 3.5, for the 3.5 and 3.6, the most important one is when user upgrade from 3.5 to 6, there's a potential issue regarding to the V2 store to V3 store stuff.
Yeah.
So we have enhanced the tools and also enhanced the document, how to work around it. I think this is a big improvement.
Yeah. Yeah, but like I'm looking at this and I'm like, is this a set where we need to have it mirrored on the Kubernetes blog and ask Kubernetes comms to help get the word out? And I'm not seeing anything in here that would put it, because sometimes for our patch releases, we use Kubernetes comms to get the word out to try to reach as many of our users as possible, right? And sometimes we just release the patch release and we put an announcement on our own blog, and that's about it. And that matters in terms of when could we release this. I'm not seeing anything in here. Oh, and then one of the other things is we're going to need to update the upgrade docs to include write-only skip check.
The doc already updated.
It is? Okay, good.
Yeah, already merged.
Okay. So it would be nice to not release this on the 2nd, but if we did release it on the 2nd, I don't know, it would be all that bad. We could release it earlier, right? We could release it on
Yeah.
say.
Yeah, it's up to
The
Ivan's
first.
bandwidth.
Ivan, how do you feel about that?
Releasing next week, that's fine.
And like on Wednesday?
The patches. Yeah.
Okay. Okay. I'm going to turn over writing the blog post to somebody else in Docs just because of my availability, but that should be easy. Okay.
Sounds good.
Okay. Sounds good. So. Okay. So release cadence. We had some discussion mainly about what's a reasonable window if we don't have a lot of new features.
The high level idea is, we release 3.6 4 years after 3.5, and we release 3.7 probably 1 year, 1 year and 3 or 4 months after 3.6. So the high level, the motivation is to make sure we have provided some predictability for the user. What's the rough cadence for the release? Maintain have some flexibility to adjust the cadence, just a high level guidance for how long,
Yeah.
how frequent, what's the frequency to release each minor major release.
Yep. I mean, one thing I didn't get in on the discussion before we had to start this meeting is that I'll tell you that when we dealt with deciding on a release cadence for Postgres, we actually did a big user survey because Postgres is a similar problem to etcd, right? In that there's a whole manual upgrade process, and thus people don't want us to release too often. And when we did this with Postgres, the feedback we got from users was overwhelmingly they would prefer to have a release in the same month every year because it provided a lot of predictability for their own upgrade cycles.
Okay.
Even if that meant punting features to the next version because they missed the train for that release. And I guess the case that we're arguing about is, what if it gets to be April and we have no significant features, right? Do we really want to burden our users with doing an upgrade for which there isn't much in there? I mean, my general attitude is, will that actually happen, right? Are we really going to go through a whole year without any significant features?
Yeah,
But
is highly unlikely there isn't any improvement or feature in 1 year gap. I believe we have some feature improvements. The other point is, if we don't release a minor major release, usually we don't bump the dependence for the stable release. So which means the stable release will be the dependence will fall lag behind the latest version.
Yeah.
The other point is, we probably the stable release will have big code difference at the main release. So it's make the cherry pick is harder. So we don't want to maintain the stable release for too long.
I agree and at the same time kind of disagree. So I'm torn in between, because I feel like if we push for a calendar release, it could happen that we only have cleanups and just dependency version bumps. But yeah, I feel like I also don't have I think so maybe it's because I also haven't been long enough in the project. But I feel like maybe in the last year, I mean, other than the range stream, the amount of features that we have are not many other than cleanups. So
yeah,
that's what I'm afraid. But again, I feel like also, so I feel like definitely Marek and Benjamin have been longer in the project, so they may have more knowledge on this.
I joined when 3.5 was released, and there were some features. I mean, the main feature was cleanup of packages,
Yeah.
but yeah, but there were some smaller features. I don't know how long it for 3.6, like 3 years, or 2 for 3 years for 3.6. So, I mean, I'm aligned with even that. Yeah, I'm not 100% convinced we'll get a feature every year, but that's. I mean,
Yeah.
I understand the argument, like Josh. I think would be good to have a default cadence of every year. I know a month before a plan, like based on experience, how long it take this
Yeah.
time. We
I
can
mean-
plan it earlier and then ask ourselves, can we release in a month, and then make see. I think that's a
Yeah. So the other thing I'm also going to bring into this is there's two groups of people that we're making promises to when we say something about release cadence. One group is users, right? And I will say that there's a significant benefit to users to know when they are going to be scheduling their upgrade for. The other group that we're making a promise to is contributors. Because, like, for example, there's at least 4 feature PRs that I know of that are not going to be in 3.7 because, because they weren't in shape to merge in time for 3.7, right? So the question is, what are we promising those contributors in terms of when their code will get in, right? And if it's like could be next year, could be later than that, it'll have a bad effect on getting contributions from occasional contributors. If they just really don't know when their stuff is going to make it in, because from a contributor perspective, an annual release is already a really long time to wait. Particularly if they're on the window where, hey, they submitted this patch in March, and at code freeze in April, we decided that it wasn't in great shape and it wasn't ready yet. And so they're waiting for the next release, right? Do we want to tell somebody who we've already told to wait for 3.8 in May 2026, oh, there's not enough features, you're actually going to be waiting until September?
John, we already round up just briefly. The first thing, LCD is a project over 10 years old. So the top priority is make it as stable as possible. So we don't favor new feature, we in favor of stability. This is the key point we need to keep in mind. The second is in the past several years, we are too much technical debt. So we are spent huge effort to fix the technical debt. So starting from 3.8, I believe we are much better now. So we can spend more effort to accept new feature. But again, we need to always keep the priority as the stability. On that basis, we can accept new features. Regarding the contributor experience, for example, their code will be available to the user probably 1 year later. This is longer, but we need to just we discuss in the Slack channel. We can discuss what in the beginning of the release cycle. We can discuss send a survey, something like that, to discuss what feature we are going to deliver in the next major release, something like that.
Okay. I mean, we did it before. I think we are out of time. I don't think I have time to discuss it further. But if you're, I have the scalability test results. They look very good. I posted them on Slack and on the document. So great results, if I would say, and so better than I
Good.
was expecting. So that's all from me.
Okay. Well, we want to. Okay, so please let's follow up on this discussion and decide on what we're going to merge for release cadence. So I did put in Slack. I asked if there was any way that some folks could stay over and extend the meeting, because we did have a bunch of put stuff on the agenda for various specific issues. Some of whom are on the call. So if we actually can go through those real quickly, it would be great.
Yeah, we can continue discuss in the Slack channel.
Yeah, you don't have time to stay over?
Yeah, okay, no problem. I can stay.
Nobody is kicking us off the Zoom channel, so
Yeah,
if we can.
I can stay, but
Yeah.
it sounds like Marek may need to drop, or
Yeah.
maybe I misunderstood.
Oh, this one, yeah, probably I have the maintain have the complete
Yeah.
context of this issue. The problem is, there are two concepts. One is authentication, is to improve who you are. The second concept is the authorization, is to prove you have the permission to perform the action. There are two different concepts. So for the authentication, we need to avoid. For example, the user just send the authentication to the server, but at the same time, the user change the password. In that case, if the user change the password before the user get the response, then the authentication will fail. Okay, this is the authentication. Essentially, it's just read after write guarantee. Okay, the other thing is authorization. So each time, for example, if we already issued a GWT token to the user, for example, the user has whatever permission to read whatever key. If the user creates, if another client or user create a unrelated user, then the GWT token is invalid. So it doesn't make sense. The current design has I believe it's a design flaw. So we need to resolve this. This is the main design issue.
Okay.
So I personally, I don't think it needs big effort. Probably just for me, probably 1 day or 2 days effort to fix it.
Okay.
But if the initial author, the mistake, the original maintainer can get feedback, it's great. But I don't think any probably necessary feedback for a long time.
Okay. Okay. Actually, let me skip ahead, because I think actually Mohanad is the only PR author who is present on the call, because this gRPC stuff, I don't think those people are not here. If you are, then say something, and we'll jump to that.
Yeah, I'll keep it quick. So basically, as far as I can understand, this is an optimization related issue I've seen in Raft. So like TLDR, as far as I can understand, we should have some kind of benchmarks first before we have any kind of solution. Just confirming this, because I've seen related issues before, like the one previous PRs of address similar ones. So my question is, should I have a benchmark first as a separate, like only certain benchmarks and think of different benchmarks, or should I just submit the solution itself and add to it this kind of like this solution as well as the benchmark? Because as far as I can see in the comments here, there is like a detailed test, so I can just literally take this and make a benchmark for it. And I'm not really sure, like there was someone, previous contributor who has tried a solution before, but I don't see any benchmarks, and I think it was a different approach to what the issue was. So, yeah.
Yeah, I need to look into the details of that. But I don't think the original contributor is active in the community anymore. So probably I can take a look offline to get back to you later. Is that okay to you?
Yeah, sure. I just want to know, like in concept, anything related to an optimization should obviously have a benchmark for it first, right? I can just go and submit a solution without having a benchmark for it.
Yeah, I
Yes.
need to look into the detail first. Yes, so sorry.
Well, but I mean, the
Okay,
answer is should
yeah.
have a benchmark. The answer is yes, unless an existing benchmark would already show any changes in performance.
Yeah, as far as I can understand from like the details of this issue, there are no similar benchmarks. That's why I was asking
Okay.
for it. Like, is it okay for me to just go ahead and make sense?
Yeah, because the original, the initial contributor is not active, so we need to make sure we are still happy to accept this change or not. I think this is most important. If we don't accept it,
Yeah.
we probably can close it.
Yeah. But what Mohammed is asking is whether or not one of the solutions to this would be to create a benchmark that actually benchmarks the optimization.
Yeah, anyway, I need to take a look. I need to take a look of that detail later.
Okay.
Get back.
Okay.
Yeah, okay. Yeah, thanks.
Okay. Okay. And since we are over time, and I don't think I don't know who Silent Red is. Silent Red.
Hello, Josh.
Oh, you are here. Is that you?
Yeah.
Okay.
I'm
Really wanna go ahead?
going to bring up a discussion about
Yeah.
enabling client-side gRPC health check. And I got many questions about that in that PR. So I want to check if it is still on the roadmap, and if so, in what form should we make it happen?
I believe, after 3.7 is released, I can discuss all the feature in the list. What feature to be accepted in the 3.8? Yeah, we can add this in the backlog in the 3.8.
Okay, so it's after 3.7 release, right?
Yeah. 3.7 is the top
Which is
priority
going to be
right
in
now.
less than 2 weeks. So
Okay. Thank you.
okay. And then one of the other things, I already started this discussion on Slack, so I just want to call people's attention to it. Prakash, Prasanth, sorry, I put this on, which is want to discuss the possibility of trying having a monthly meeting in a different time slot again, just because this particular time slot is problematic for people in a whole set of time zones. And it would be like a once a month meeting that would be, say, 3 or 4 hours earlier than this one. So please look for that on Slack because I actually started it up. One particular thing is I would really prefer to have somebody other than me lead that alternate time meeting because I'm in the Pacific time zone and 4 hours earlier than this is unpleasant for me.
Okay.
But I think it would be good, particularly I just came back from KubeCon India and we have quite a few people who are both, very serious users of etcd as well as a bunch of contributors who are in India, for example, where this time slot's really bad for them.
Okay. Sounds
So
good to me.
yeah, so please look at that and we'll decide on it and figure out a schedule for it.
Probably you can send us away. Probably need better send us away. High level, I agree. Just need to choose the proper time slot.
Yep. Okay.
I think just piggybacking into that, I think we all agree, but I think the problem, Josh, as you were saying, is like who's gonna host that?
Yep.
Because also for me, I'm in Pacific time zone.
Yeah. So
Same
the
thing
problem
with
is you need to have a list option. If we can discuss which maintainer, which SIG at release can host which time slot. For me, I located in London, so if it's my morning time, I can host it. If it's my midnight, I can't.
Yeah, and that's the case for, I guess, for Siyuan, Josh, and me.
Yeah.
Siyuan is Central Time, but so she's just 2 hours behind us. Anyway, yeah.
Okay. Well, the thing is, and correct me if I'm wrong here, Prasanth, but having one that was just 4 hours earlier than this one would be a lot easier for India folks.
Yeah, definitely. Yeah, the current time is 12:15 a.m. So
Yeah.
it should definitely be helpful.
Yeah, and so if you're in Central Time, doing 4 hours earlier than this is easy. It's a little bit harder if you're in Pacific Time.
Okay. Yeah. So then maybe Siyuan. We can pitch the idea to Siyuan.
Yeah. Okay. Which means it'll wait until she comes back from PTO. But okay. Oh, great. Okay, thanks everybody. See you in Slack. We've lots to do.
Thank you.
See you.
Bye.
Bye.
Yeah.